Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP, Kamal Farooqui of the Samajwadi Party, Madhukar Jaitley of the government of UP is advisor to the government of UP in the externally aided projects department. Sanjay Jha continues to be here with the Congress party. Now, Mr. Jaitley, it's shameful, isn't it? This comment of Mr. Jaitley. Good evening, Arnab here. Can you hear me?
Good evening. I can hear you. Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
Thoroughly shameful comment of your party chief. You must be quite embarrassed.
No.
At the way in which he's.
You have taken the context. You have taken the statement of Mr. Yadav out of context. Mr. Yadav has said that if out of the 41 relief camps that were initially there in Muzaffarnagar and 17 relief camps that were in Shamli district, only one is remaining in Muzaffarnagar and 3 are remaining in Shamli. Therefore, there must be some reason for them not to go back.
No.
If we are providing all kinds of assistance that was required by the government.
No, Mr. Jaitley, that's not what he said. I heard him. I heard him. No, Mr. Jaitley. No, Mr. Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, I heard him.
I also heard him.
I can understand Hindi. I heard him. You heard him and I heard him. Should I translate what I heard?
Similarly, I can also understand.
Should I translate what I heard? Then you tell me if I am lying.
I heard very clearly.
I'll tell you what I heard.
I have heard more clearly than
No, Mr. Jaitley, I also heard clearly. He said, "Wahan pe koi jo hai, they are not victims. They are all members of political parties." Did he say that or not?
Do you know the background of those people who are there?
You are saying that these people are members of political parties? They are not victims?
No, I'm not saying that. You are again
if you're not saying that, we are
not saying that. They are labor class people. They are people from the labor class who are laborers or maybe a little of some little higher income group, but they are basically all low income group people. The fact is
your party leader said that these are. One second, Mr. Jaitley. Siddharth Nath Singh, what do you think he said? Let's get a second perspective in. If you're saying my Hindi is bad, I heard him say that these people are not victims. They are part of some political conspiracy. Siddharth Nath Singh, you can address Mr. Jaitley directly.
Absolutely. Well, I can't say what Mr. Jaitley has in his defense, but certainly it is not what Mr. Mulayam Singh had said. We all have heard him, and it's not Mr. Jaitley. We are trying to politicize it, because it's a real serious misery which is taking place in Muzaffarnagar. So I like to keep the politics out of it. But it is a reality. It's the media has been there. We as political parties have been there. In these camps there are riot victims and they are honestly suffering. Now to load it of your duty or accountability of a state government on political parties like BJP and Congress, I think it's a sad commentary of what is happening in Uttar Pradesh. You are in administration. If you feel that is the case, then what stops you, Mr. Jaitley or Mr. Akhilesh Yadav's government, of undoing what the BJP and Congress are doing there? You have already accused BJP and politicized by taking our people into the jails. Well, it's a legal issue. We know they are not guilty, but again, let's leave that aside for a time being. But there is a misery in your state which is taking place. Now these people are suffering. There are deaths which are happening, Mr. Jaitley. I think it's high time that you all take accountability of what is happening.
But that's the problem. You see today, the real problem is Kamal Farooqui, and we are open debate. Sanjay Jha and Kamal Farooqui, Mr. Jaitley, feel free to come in. We are having an open debate round here today. The problem is, Mr. Kamal Farooqui, that political leaders like your party chief Mulayam Singh Yadav have lost their sense of sympathy, empathy, or even basic concern for suffering people. They've become arrogant.
Yes, Mr. Arnab.
They have become arrogant. They have become removed from the reality. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. Last 10 seconds, I'll say. They even don't care about the ground situation that their Mulayam Singh Yadav should say, my son has failed as the Chief Minister of UP in ensuring a sense of security to these people that they return back to their homes. Instead of, literally abusing these victims by calling them pawns in the hands of political parties, maybe Mulayam Singh Yadav should say that my son is incompetent.
Can I come in now?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Arnab Ganaswamy, let me first clarify, I am no more in Samajwadi Party because on this Muzaffarnagar issue, I have very strong reservation of what is happening in the state, and I have given in writing as well as in the statements that whatever has happened is a total failure on the part of the government. Number one. Number two,
have you been removed from the Samajwadi Party for your strong independent opinions on subjects such as this?
No, but then when did this wisdom dawn on Mr. Farooqi?
Well, I mean, is it wrong for a person to have his own views?
Yeah, I don't think, Mr. Gentleman, what you are talking about.
Mr. Jaitley, Mr. Madhukar Jaitley.
Come to the question which Mr. Arnab. Yes, Mr. Madhukar Jaitley. Unfortunately, this is not the topic, but I'll explain you that I was thrown out because I had my strong reservation on Muzaffarnagar episode, because the way it has been handled, it is very unfortunate. And I had never expected.
No, what do you mean thrown out?
Wildest dream that Mr. Mulayam Singh will make. Yeah, I made the statement that this is a total failure on the part of the government. 85,000 people were there in the camps, and there have been more than 60 killings, and the people are there. 15,000 people are there still in the camps. More than 40 small kids have been reported as dead. Still, Mr. Mulayam Singh yesterday made a statement. It was very unfortunate, and it was very unbecoming on a tower person like him, because we never expected that he will treat those innocent people who are. You mean to say that the people are there to throw their children to the death bin?
Answer that, sir.
Any mother will go to that extent?
Answer that, Mr. Jaitley.
They will go to that extent that they will every day.
It's an insult.
Are being killed. Do you think that they are pollution, and you are insulting the people?
And children are dying, and the Samajwadi Party.
Children are dying.
You are saying, Mr. Jaitley, that the parents of children who are dying, you see your child die, and you say these people are part of a political conspiracy. Mr. Jaitley, how arrogant has Mulayam Singh Yadav become?
Don't mislead the nation.
No, where am I misleading anyone?
Situation at the ground.
Where am I misleading anyone? Did children die or not? Have children died or not?
Allow me to give a clarification.
Have children died or not, Mr. Jaitley?
Samajwadi Party government, if you are accusing, I'm going to answer each and every question that you are going to put forward. Let me answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Children have died.
Yeah, see, what I'm trying to say is, imagine repeating the same question will not give you an answer until you allow me to answer.
Well, I'll repeat it as many times as it takes for me to get an answer out of you, Mr. Jaitley. Because your government, then you can go on ranting. I am not ranting.
You can go on ranting. If you don't allow the answers to come, if you don't allow the answers to come, then you can go on ranting.
No, I'm very sorry today that, a journalist asked you questions, and you know what, Mr. Jaitley, I'll say this to you. Your government tried to cover up reports of children dying. Did your government or not try to cover up reports of children dying? Did you or did you not?
We did not do that.
Of course you did.
Not allowing me to say.
Of course you did.
Going on accusing the Samajwadi Party government on no ground.
Of course you did. You denied reports of child deaths which came out.
Arnab, you need to tell
Mr. Jaitley
that the Supreme Court. Arnab, you need to tell Mr. Jaitley the Supreme Court has taken notice of the deaths of innocent children in those camps. I mean, can he ignore that? It's not just you asking. It's the Supreme Court of India that has taken cognizance of the reports of children dying. 1 minute. Mr. Jaitley, can you deny that? Can you deny the fact that the Supreme Court has had to intervene? Can you deny that? And by the way, 60 people died in the riots and almost an equal number have died in relief camps. I think that tells you how shameful your state administration is. Please don't bring politics into this.
Okay, Mr. Jaitley, respond.
Yeah, no, you can answer it, but can you deny the role of the state administration here?
No, you are not. You have no idea what the government has done so far.
Play Mr. Mulayam Singh's statement. Arnab, play that statement again of Mr. Mulayam Singh, what he has said yesterday.
Please tell us what the government has done.
Show it again to Mr.
Jaitley. I will rebut each and every question point by point.
Yes, Mr. Jaitley, but first accept one thing. I want you to accept that you are wrong in what you just said to me. I said there that the people within
What did I say to you?
You said this is wrong. I said there that children have died in relief camps. And you said you had never denied it. You had denied it.
You are not allowing me to say. You are not allowing me to give a reply.
You said that it was not true. Is it true or not
say
true?
What you want to say?
Have children died or not?
I'm saying that you have no idea. I'm saying that you have no idea what the government has done.
I am asking you, did children die or not? Is it true that people in the UP administration were in denial about child deaths in relief camps?
How many children have died? How many people of the age of 55 plus have died? How many have been natural deaths? How many children were died because the women did not want to go to the primary health centers and take the medical relief from the government? How many people have gone?
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Jaitley, I'll tell you something now. No, 1 second. 1 second. Can I just say one thing to Mr. Jaitley? And Siddharth Nath Singh is, Mr. Jaitley, be very careful. You and your party and your government, you use riot victims as political fodder when it is convenient to you. You use them as political fodder when it is convenient to you.
Are using it.
Oh yes, you do, Mr. Jaitley. And then you now claim, that the people who are living, then you claim that the people who are living in riot camps are not victims. They are members of political parties. I am telling you tonight, either you prove that those people are members of political parties or you apologize, Mr. Jaitley. Take back your comments. You apologize, Mr. Jaitley, for what you've said.
You have to prove that those people are not the political parties who are being instigating against the Samajwadi Party.
You tell me that those who are there in relief camps, who are suffering, whose children are dying, are members of political parties. They are choosing to suffer because of politics. Prove it to me or apologize.
Which political party? I am asking you to prove it against the Samajwadi Party that the Samajwadi Party is playing politics on those people. My question is that why are they not going? If out of 41 camps only 1 camp is remaining and out of 17 camps only 3 camps are remaining, why are those people not going?
You want to know why?
Have you ever tried to
You want to know why? Then have the courage to listen, Mr. Jaitley. Because I'll say something.
I have the courage to listen to you. You please come forward.
Yes, and if you have the courage to listen to me for 20 seconds.
Don't play rumors.
20 seconds you listen to me, Mr. Jaitley. I'll tell you, in November 2013...
for 60 seconds.
Okay, so listen to me. My time starts now, Mr. Jaitley. In November 2013, Divisional Commissioner of Saharanpur sends a report. And you know what he says? He says their decision was found to be justified, their decision to stay back, largely based on the fear emanating from the kind of incidents that broke out on 7th or 8th September. Adding that the state government had decided to pay the families reluctant to go back 5 lakh per family for resettlement and rehabilitation. So you know what, Mr. Jaitley, Mulayam claims these people are being incited by political parties to remain in relief camps. But your own government has admitted that the victims are justified in not returning home due to the fear of violence. Now that I have said that, apologize to me. Apologize to me.
Again you are misleading.
I have quoted your government officers.
No,
you don't believe your government officers. You don't believe your government officers.
You are misleading the nation.
You don't believe your government officers.
You are the one who is misleading the nation.
You know, Mr. Jaitley.
Because you do not know what the government has written.
Mr. Jaitley,
the government has written. The commissioner of Saharanpur.
Mr. Jaitley,
you have to listen to me.
Mr.
If you have said something, let me answer.
Yeah, well, fine. You have the courage to listen after that.
That the people are not willing to go back because of fear. The fear psychosis has been created by the people over there because they are fearful of the lives, and the government wants that fear to be removed. And 25,000 people have gone.
So it is your job to remove the fear.
1,800 people are staying back.
It is your job to remove the fear. You've been unable. You are incompetent in removing the fear.
You are misleading the nation. You cannot say that. Government of UP has not done.
You know what, Mr. Jaitley, please remember one thing. Please remember one thing. Please remember one thing. You see, Mr. Jaitley, first let me tell you, for every point of yours, I have one more question, okay? And you cannot scare me by trying to get angry with me on television. I will ask you 20 questions.
You ask every question.
Okay, I am not part of the UP government's PR machine. There may be other channels that will be part of your PR machine. I refuse to be. So listen to me.
No,
in December,
I'm not going to get scared by what you are
saying. Yeah, so that's all right. Don't have to get scared.
Your facts are half truth.
My facts are quoting your officers. Do your officers lie to you?
If your officers are saying, then you must also
not my officers, your officers, Mr. Jaitley. Your officers.
Yes, then my officers should be telling you who are the people who are...
You know, Mr. Jaitley, let me not tell you this. When any officer in Uttar Pradesh, starting from Durga Shakti Nagpal to this Divisional Commissioner of Saharanpur speaks the truth, you get nervous.
I will not allow you to do this.
I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission to ask the question.
If you want me to answer on Muzaffarnagar, I am willing to answer.
Well, now 1 second. Now 1 second. I'm getting...
try to mislead.
No,
I just
1
want
minute,
to tell
please.
Mr. Jaitley, Arnab, just a minute.
Yeah, we have.
Arnab, just I want to tell Mr. Jaitley, there are photographs on a website. There are photographs of Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he visited Shamli district a few days ago with a lot of people from the relief camps at Shamli district. It's on a website called hamaracongress.com. Please visit it, and if you can prove that they are not ordinary people, they are activists of either the Congress or the BJP, we will accept. We will apologize to you publicly. Please visit that, and please don't try and mislead the nation by taking on an aggressive posture. Please do not take an aggressive posture on a matter of such sensitivity.
A counter.
It's shameful.
By the anchor.
It's utterly shameful and regrettable. Your behavior, your tone, your tenor is regrettable.
By the way, Mr. Farooqi.
No, I was being shouted at.
Mr. Farooqi, I'm asking you questions. If you ask questions in a loud, answer in a loud volume, I can also ask questions in a louder volume. That's all. If you answer in a lower volume, I'll ask the questions in a lower volume, Mr. Jaitley. Please understand this. Right?
I'm willing to answer
very
in
good.
the lowest possible
very
volume.
Good. So very good. So you reduce your volume, I'll reduce mine.
You should have had first you raised the voice.
No, nobody raised the volume, Mr. Jaitley. You are getting...
You said that the government,
Mr.
because
Jaitley,
you started accusing the government of something which the government has not done.
Mr. Jaitley, I have great regard for you, but I want to say one thing to you. That there are occasions when, even if you are a loyal member of the Samajwadi Party, you must stand up and say that what Mulayam Singh Yadav said was rubbish. There are those moments.
If you can misunderstand something, or if you can misinterpret something, you may draw some other conclusion. I may draw some other conclusion.
Fine, you are a Samajwadi member. I am not. We have questions. Kamal Farooqi and then Siddharth Nath Singh. It's not between you and me. Kamal Farooqi.
I just simply want to ask my friend. Is it not a fact that your chief secretary just on 21st May that 4,341 people are still there in the camps, official camps? Is it not a fact? Who people are they? And they are the same people who are the victims. Apart from that, the people are also living in the madrasas. Do you deny that the children are dying? Do you want to say this, that those mothers who have given the birth just 2 days ago to the child, they will allow their child to go dead? Do you have a heart to say this? Do you feel that these people, they are not human beings? They only care about the politics, they only care about the money? Don't you think from their point of view, what will be how the mother would be behaving when she is saying 3 days child dying in his lap, 1 day child lying in his lap? Do you
and you call them politicians?
Willfully? And then
and you call them politicians?
It's very easy to point out fingers against the...
No, Siddharth Singh has a question now for you.
It is very easy. No, let me answer him first. Then you can, Mr. Singh, can answer.
Also.
No, Siddharth wants to ask you a question. Let him ask you a question. I'll give you full turn to respond, Mr. Jaitley, on the other side. Yeah, Siddharth.
I think, Mr. Jaitley, you should at least relax, because your defense is highly condemnable. But let me put this way, that you, or let me say the Akhilesh and Mulayam Singh have lost the plot in UP. What you wanted to achieve, you have lost by miles in Muzaffarnagar. That is in the name of secularism, you wanted to play the worst kind of thing in India, that is called the vote bank politics. Please appreciate, you have seen recently what the elections have done. The people will vote only if you deliver. You had a golden opportunity of working hard, making your administration work hard in these relief camps, providing everything to them so that the confidence level comes back. But unfortunately, no confidence level has come back, and the reports which are emanating from some papers, major papers, newspapers in UP, which I keep reading them, and they say that not everybody is willing to go back to their villages. They are not willing to go back to their land, and in fact, the 5 lakhs you are giving as a compensation. And mark me, yesterday a channel came, but I said I will not. But then he showed me a newspaper cutting, and it said that 5 lakhs is being given to them, but with an understanding that you will not return back there, you will go back somewhere else. If this is what is a reality, then Mr. Jaitley,
is it true?
I think it is
true?
time that Akhilesh Yadav should step down, and we as UP had enough of your Samajwadi Party government.
You need to understand, Mr. Singh, You are accusing something which is not correct. The fact is that because those people, as Mr. Goswami said just now in his report, that the commissioner, again you are not allowing me to say, again you are not allowing me to say.
No, you accuse us is always correct, and what we try and tell you is an accusation, and it is incorrect. That cannot be a part of the debate.
Can I say now something?
Yeah, respond please. We have 1.5 minutes on the debate. Yes, please start to respond.
Mr. Goswami, no, give me 2 minutes. 1 minute I want.
Or 600
the fact is, Mr. Goswami just now said that Mr. Goswami, you just now said that the Commissioner of Saharanpur Division has written in his report that the people are not returning because of fear.
Yeah.
The government knows this fact that because they are not returning because of fear, therefore they were told because you will not return back because of fear to your villages, therefore you should take this money and do your rehabilitation at any place you want.
No, take this money and get lost. Is this the attitude? I think you should apologize for that.
But that does not deprive you of the fact that does not deprive you.
No, Mr.
That
Jaitley,
does not deprive you of the fact that
I am so sorry.
Your land is there.
No, 1 second. Mr. Jaitley, I tell you one thing today. 1 second. I have a question here and I have decided to extend this debate because Mr. Jaitley, not only should you apologize for what Mulayam Singh Yadav has done, I think you should apologize for what you said right now. Suppose, Mr. Jaitley, you were to lose everything that you had in riots, your entire property and your home, and you were in a relief camp. And you were suffering there. And your family was suffering, and some politician were to come to you and say, you know what, Mr. Jaitley, stop complaining, take these 5 lakh rupees and get lost. We don't want to see you again in this relief camp. Would you take that money? No, would you take that money is my question to you.
Do you mean to say...
Would you take that? Is that not an insult?
Do you mean to say that the government is discriminating against those people?
I am saying that your government is insensitive, thoroughly insensitive. That's what I'm saying. Why don't you understand that?
Therefore, you mean to say that the government is discriminating?
I am saying your government is thoroughly insensitive, sir. I am telling you your government is not taking care of its own responsibilities, sir.
That the government is discriminating.
No.
Which is not correct. When these people... The fact is that out of 40, do you know how many camps were there?
When these people...
Total number of camps.
Mr. Jaitley, let me tell you.
There were how many camps?
Mr. Jaitley,
you can't pronounce judgment on your channel.
Mr. Jaitley, 1 second. Problem is that you can go and do this whole exercise of getting angry elsewhere. I do my homework. 4,783 people
I also do my homework.
Are in 5 relief camps. Out of them, 1 camp is in Gramlo in Muzaffarnagar. The others are in Madarsa Taimur Shah, Malakpur, Barnai, and Eidgat Kandala village in the Shamli district. These are the facts. I know the facts. You know the facts. So let's not pretend that you don't know the facts. The fact of the matter is this, Mr. Jaitley.
How many camps were there in the beginning? How many camps were there in the beginning? How many camps were there in the beginning?
Mr. Jaitley, I am talking about the people who are there.
41 camps. 41 camps in Muzaffarnagar.
Mr. Jaitley,
I am saying that 25,000 people have returned.
I say this to you, Mr. Jaitley.
And several people have returned. Why are these limited number of people not returning?
1 second.
This is my question.
Mr. Jaitley, first of all, I will tell you today loud and clear. First of all, I have decided to extend the debate. Our viewers are listening to this. I'm going to extend the debate after a break. I'll ask one question tonight, wherever you're watching tonight. My question to you is, a person is left homeless. He loses members of his family. He's lost out. He's there in the cold without a house in a relief camp. The UP government comes to that person and says, here, take 5 lakh rupees. We don't want to see your face again. When that person says, I'm not going, Mulayam Singh Yadav comes and says, you are not a victim. You are a member of a political party. How sensitive is that is the question I'll ask the representative from the Samajwadi Party on the other side of a 3-minute break. Please stay on with the News Hour tonight.
This is Times Now, Super Prime Time.
First of all, before I continue the debate, I just want to tell Sanjay Jha, stop taking a high moral ground on this, Sanjay, because Rahul Gandhi himself used victims as political fodder when he said riot victims are being recruited by the ISI. He said that on October 25th. So, as far as using riot victims for political fodder is concerned, Rahul Gandhi has done his bit. But that's not the focus tonight, Sanjay. Don't take it otherwise. That's a fact. The question tonight.
No.
No, because I saw you
quickly answer that.
No, because I saw you.
Mr. Gandhi's visit, please. Mr. Gandhi's visit is because we always believe that end of day you need to stand for the underprivileged, for those who are anguished. This is what we always do. If you look at Mr. Gandhi, he always does that. So
because I am told.
Any politics
no.
But I want to bring one point to your notice for Mr. Jaitley.
One second. Siddharth is rebutting you. Fine, Siddharth to Sanjay.
Mr. Azam Khan has made a statement.
You all went, three
Mr.
of you,
Azam Khan has made a statement
most powerful
about
people
votes.
of Congress.
No, 1 minute.
Sanjay went a month and a half back, and then he goes day before. What did Rahul Gandhi or your Congress government do? You didn't even recognize the governor's indictment of the Samajwadi Party. You then blamed very convincingly everything is on BJP. You supported Samajwadi Party.
Siddharth, it is very unfortunate that you are bringing politics into this, because then I will be compelled to tell you, Siddharth, I'll be compelled to tell you that your prime ministerial candidate hasn't even said a word. He hasn't even said a word on the Muzaffarnagar riots. He hasn't even said a word. And by the way, when your prime ministerial candidate was trying to solicit votes in Mumbai, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was there with those who needed his support in Muzaffarnagar.
No, it's a very interesting point.
Bring some cheap politics of yours into it.
One second. The question is,
I want to make a point here, Arnab. You should listen to the statement of Mr. Azam Khan of the Samajwadi Party, where he referred to votes in garbage bins. That's the kind of language he's used. And that tells you exactly the kind of mindset you have in the Samajwadi Party government in Uttar Pradesh.
Sanjay, 1 minute. My question
I don't want to bring politics into this debate.
Listen to the question, Siddharth.
A question I answered.
Siddharth, a question to Siddharth. Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, isn't it absolutely strange that Mr. Narendra Modi must have known about these media reports about the way people are suffering in Muzaffarnagar? Has there been any detailed comment? Because I don't know, has there been any detailed soundbite, comment, speech, reference by Narendra Modi to the plight of the people in Muzaffarnagar? I'm not aware. Has there been any? Yes?
Arnab, the problem is...
No, has there been any?
He hasn't opened his mouth on Muzaffarnagar riots since it happened in August.
You see, at the end of
he hasn't spoken a word on it for the last 4 months.
No,
this is part of the BJP's polarization strategy in Uttar Pradesh, led by Mr. Amit Shah. That's a fact of life.
Party president who
try and dodge it.
And he himself, the party president, went there.
Don't try and dodge a reality, Siddharth Nath Singh.
No, it's not a reality. It's a matter of fact. When you don't even allow, Samajwadi Party doesn't even allow my party president to go there.
So, has a Samajwadi Party put a gag on Narendra Modi? Has the Samajwadi Party put a gag order on Narendra Modi, which is
I will reverse it. Why Rahul Gandhi is not saying on the other
Muzaffarnagar riots?
Why he is not saying on that
status? For God's sake.
Isn't that a point also?
Okay, 1 minute. Now I have one question to the
and related to IS.
I have one question. I have one question to Mr.
Is the level of content and subject becoming so low for Congress?
1 minute. Now,
you cleverly close your eyes and start supporting Samajwadi Party and blame BJP for it?
Siddharth,
because you needed support of the Samajwadi Party in the winter session of the parliament?
Siddharth, I have 5 more minutes. I want to make the use of it. And by the way, for all our viewers, Kamal Farooqi, who is on Newshour today, has been sacked. He's been thrown out unceremoniously by the Samajwadi Party, sacked and thrown out by Mulayam Singh Yadav for speaking his mind on the whole Muzaffarnagar riots issue and the way victims are being treated. If that is the case, it's unfortunate. We'd love to have a formal rebuttal from Mulayam Singh Yadav on why he's thrown Kamal Farooqi out. Now, the question is this, and the question is to Mr. Madhukar Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, I have just heard about something extremely inhuman, and that is that people who are paid this money, these victims are made to sign affidavits by your state government. And is it true that the affidavit that the victim has to file says, quote, I will not go back to my home and I will also leave the camp? True or false?
I am vouching
Do you also know this fact?
No, is this true or false?
Denied the right of their property if they have.
No, is this true?
Have quoted in your earlier debate. I'm not. Listen to me first. I'm not answerable to you the way you want to answer.
No, who are you answerable to?
I will answer your question in detail.
No, you want to answer your own question.
I'm answerable to all the people of this country and the world.
Okay, so you will not take any question of mine.
But let me
so
answer.
Mr. Jaitley has announced that he will not take any questions from me. Fine, Mr. Jaitley. I'm just saying this to the viewers. Mr. Jaitley, you have said that you will not answer my questions.
I am taking your question.
No, you are not.
Answering it the way I want you to answer. You will have to listen to me.
Mr. Jaitley, I don't have to listen to you in any way. You may be, you know, first of all, Mr. Jaitley, let me tell you one thing with great respect to you.
If you are not allowing me to do something,
do not, Mr. Jaitley.
If you know the question and answer yourself, then you can keep on asking the question the way you want the answer.
No, Mr. Jaitley.
Your answers can't be put the way you want the answers to be.
No, Mr. Jaitley, I am asking.
Because your questions are highly orchestrated in a way which have half facts mentioned.
Highly orchestrated with half facts.
Full facts.
So, Mr. Jaitley, I am asking you the question again, okay?
Today, what you have said just now, is that you are saying that you will not allow them to, those people will not go back. The fact is that
no, Mr. Jaitley, can I repeat my question to you?
If you are not allowing me to say, if you are not allowing me to say, then how will I complete my answer?
No, there's two things I want to tell you. First of all, Mr. Jaitley, I request you, please do not use an arrogant tone with me. I don't like it. Secondly, I have asked you...
You may not like, so similarly, I also don't like it.
That's good.
Your tone is highly arrogant at several times, on several occasions.
Mr. Jaitley, my tone is very direct, you know what? And I'm asking a question directly.
Similarly, I am also directly answering your question.
So you know what? You don't like my tone and I don't like yours, but I'll ask my question and I request you to answer my question and not your question. My question to you is this. Is it true that the victims have to file an affidavit which says, I will not go back to my home and I will also leave the camp? Is it true or not true?
The fact is that they have not been denied the right to their original property that they had. The amount that is being paid to them through this affidavit which you are saying is in addition to their property which they already had.
No, why do you want
the property which they had, they could have let out, they could have given it to anybody. They have not been deprived of that right. The registered property is in their name.
So basically you try to buy out the victims.
A rehabilitation package.
So basically you try to buy out the victims with 5 lakh rupees.
This is for you to draw the conclusion. If we don't pay the compensation, you say that the government is not paying. If we pay the compensation, if we give the rehabilitation package, you say that you are buying out. Which is the way you want the government and the state to function?
Mr. Jaitley, frankly, I think you have been caught in your own web of words today. I asked you, I think it is very strange.
This is you have been in fact
I think it is very strange. You can certainly, and by the way, Mr. Jaitley, you know what? I remember what your UP Chief Secretary said. His name is Javed Usmani. When he was told that many children have died in relief camps in the state, you know what he said? Do you know what he said? Should I tell you what he said?
Then you should have asked the Chief Secretary about it.
No, I'll tell you what he said. I'm informing you because so that, you know, your tone of arrogance and anger today goes down a little bit, which is necessary.
No, my facts are absolutely, I know my facts.
No, you know what he said? When children had died in relief camps and he refused to answer as to how many children died in relief camps, he said, a relief camp cannot be world class. You understand how arrogant that is, Mr. Jaitley? How insensitive
that does not mean that the relief camps do not have the facilities that are required at there. We have provided blankets, we have provided food, we have provided all the facilities, and therefore the people, 25,000 people have returned. Only 1,800 people are remaining in Muzaffarnagar, out of which in the last 4 days, 300 people have gone back. 300 people have gone back.
It is embarrassing you. The truth is beginning to embarrass you. So you need to realize the facts. The National Human Rights Commission has described the conditions.
You are only trying to
in the UP relief camps.
You are not willing to understand that the Congress Minister for Minority Affairs, Mr. Rahman Khan, visited Muzaffarnagar and assured the victims he will provide free loans, he will give so much of skill education to people, but that is all missing from the scene. The government of India has done nothing.
No, this is the worst part.
All that has been done by the state government, and still you are accusing the state government.
Both the Congress and the Samajwadi Party are still looking at vote banks. when they should be looking at welfare.
Mr. Jaitley,
that's all.
And when the BJP is when the BJP is inciting violence over there,
you have been a miserable failure. You have allowed children to die. You ought to be ashamed of yourself to be even trying to justify.
The figure is incorrect.
What will happen
the figure is incorrect.
etc.
The figure is incorrect.
So Sanjay Jha,
living a normal life.
Sanjay Jha,
how can you afford to be so absolutely disingenuous?
Sanjay Jha, I have a question for you also, by the way.
Ask him, Arnab.
Yes, Kamal Farooqui. Yeah, Kamal Farooqui.
By the way, ask him, at least he should tell us how many children have died. And even one child has died, does not he feel ashamed of himself?
Answer
how many
that.
children have died?
The government has provided medical facilities. Women have given it in writing that they don't want to go to the hospitals. Therefore, they have died.
How
the women
many
have given
children
it in
have died?
writing. The district magistrate has it.
So
how many children have died, Mr. Jaitley?
We don't want it to happen. Let me tell you, the government of Uttar Pradesh has done whatever it can do, is doing whatever it can do, and will keep on doing whatever it can do till the last riot victim is there in the camp. We don't want even a single person to remain in the camp. We don't want a single person to remain in the camp. The intention of the government right from the day one, aftermath of the riots, is absolutely crystal clear.
Mr. not go back to the village.
Mr. Jaitley,
Mr. Siddharth Singh's question.
If this is the best that your government can do, then that's
Arnab Goswami himself has said that the commissioner has written in his report
this is the
that they are not willing to go because
not take an affidavit. It is their will whether they want to go back or not.
Mr. Jaitley, if this is the best you could do, then
if they were going, then they should have gone by now. They have not gone.
It's not very complicated.
You know,
they have not gone.
No, because you are
of the fact that there are certain people who are playing politics. Certain people who are politics, and you are parroting what you are saying.
Telling them through an affidavit, you will not go back.
Mr. Jaitley, you know what, Mr. Jaitley, so bad was the cover-up that you were trying to do.
Several people
Mr. Jaitley, are you listening to me? This is Arnab here.
Are not going because some people are trying to instigate them not to go.
Mr. Jaitley, let me tell you this, please. You know, you have been trying to do a cover-up. Your government has been incompetent. You are trying to do vote banks. The Supreme Court had to slam your government.
Mr. Goswami, you can draw any conclusion you want.
I'm not drawing any conclusions.
If you can tell me a single state in the country, if you can give me an example of a single state in the country which has done so much after the unfortunate incident has happened, I will come forward and accept whatever you are saying.
You see, I'll tell you one thing.
Incompetency does not mean that you do the maximum, and still, if because people are playing politics, therefore
Mr. Jaitley, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something, Mr. Jaitley? Self-certification is a bad thing in politics. I am sure if I call Mr. Suresh Kalmadi on the program...
you are not giving my answer. I am
sure if I call Mr. Suresh Kalmadi on the program...
You yourself compare.
If I call Suresh Kalmadi on the program and I say who is the most honest person in India, he will probably say that he is the most honest person in India. Don't give yourself certificates.
No, you may call us the worst people. You can call us the worst people, but the facts will speak for themselves.
I am not passing moral...
The facts will speak for themselves.
I am not passing moral judgment on whether you are good or bad. But what I am saying is that after all this denial, you had to admit after you were exposed in the country's highest court that 11 children had died. And you know what, Mr. Jaitley, when 11 children die and you blame their mothers for their deaths and you refuse to take the responsibility, and when you make victims sign papers saying, here's the money, we're taking the money, we will not go back to our homes and our faces will not be seen so that we are not an embarrassment to the government of Akhilesh Yadav, you have to answer your conscience, Mr. Jaitley. You answer your conscience, Mr. Jaitley. You answer your conscience tonight.
Let me ask you, through you.
Don't do vote bank politics.
You are becoming devil's advocate. You are trying to become devil's advocate, and you are trying
devil's advocate. I am advocating on behalf of the victims. Correct your language. I am advocating on behalf of the victims and what they have suffered.
I'm telling you.
And it is, by the way...
Had you been on the behalf of the victims, you would have placed the correct fact. The government of UP has issued letters to several organizations who have become party in the Supreme Court. And they are not replying. They are silent. They are silent.
You know, Mr. Jaitley, when you...
Why are they silent?
Who?
My question to you is, through you is, to those people, why are those people silent who have become a party against the UP government in the Supreme Court? And they are not coming forward to help the government to rehabilitate
There was a point of time...
What is the duty of those people?
There was a point of time when the newly elected Chief Minister of another state saw political conspiracy in everything. So
don't
Mamata Banerjee used to say that in everything there's a political conspiracy of the left. 1 minute. So today I'm requesting you, don't look, when you make a mistake, when you falter, when you're incompetent, when you're insensitive, all you need to do, Mr. Jaitley, is come out and say with humility.
You have no authority to single-handedly judge everything.
Well, I have
you cannot judge. The courts have not pronounced us guilty on that record. The matter is still sub judice. I will not say more than that.
In your view, Mr. Jaitley, you are right and everybody else in the world is wrong.
Any of the question.
Yes, Mr. Farooqi, last word to you. 1 minute left on the debate.
He has not answered any one of the questions. Any one of the questions he has not answered. That is very unfortunate. And when you started with Mulayam Singh's statement, he has not rebutted Mulayam Singh's statement. It's very unfortunate. It is very unbecoming of Mr. Mulayam Singh.
I have given a clarification to that. And I have told you that you are misunderstanding and you have gone out of context of what Mulayam Singh has said.
You know, Mr. Jaitley, what happens is recent events in Indian politics are proving one thing. I don't know whether you realize. They are proving one thing. That Mr. Jaitley, when arrogance goes up to a point that you fail to understand the pain of the common man, then one day someone, somewhere, will say that you have lost touch with people. And then one thing, Mr. Jaitley, you know what? Mr. Jaitley, you know what? That standard old style Indian politics. We can do what we want, but eventually we'll use caste, religion to do our political arithmetic and we'll rule the people. You know, Mr. Jaitley, I'm telling you something. In this India, that has changed. Your response makes me believe that you don't think this country has changed, but people are watching you, Mr. Jaitley. And I think the next time we'll have a more detailed debate on this subject. I thank you. I thank you all. We completely disagree. I thank you very much, all of you, for joining me on this debate on the News Hour tonight. Thank you very much.